Hello, my friends. For this reading, we're starting off a little differently. I did pull the cards from the Annals Spirit deck, which I usually do to try to identify who this reading is for. But I got these two that came out together. And I usually don't do this with this deck, but to me, it pretty clearly spells out a enmeshment situation. So you may be someone who is a very dedicated family person. But is it a healthy family situation, or is it a toxic family situation? Because these cards are strongly suggesting that it is a toxic family situation. I wanted to read a definition of enmeshment to you. First of all, there's a phrase here that someone has come up with, a short phrase. It says enmeshed families when control is disguised as closeness. It doesn't have to be a family situation, but typically enmeshment occurs in families. It is a psychological term or concept. It describes a relationship dynamics where personal boundaries are blurred or non-existent, leading to excessive emotional involvement between individuals, and yes, it's often within families. This can inhibit individual autonomy and personal development, as one person may prioritize the needs of another over their own. Or maybe many others. I don't know. I think it's also that you might prioritize the needs of the family or this group, whatever it may be, over your own. And in the long run, it leads to you being stunted, frankly. That's the only word I can think of. It's not a nice word, sorry. I wish it were different, but... All right, I went ahead and pulled the tea leaves to see if I could clarify the situation a bit and help you identify whether or not it's really you, or just tell you something that you need to know. Let's bring these up a little bit. So we have the Axe. There are forces working against you. Be careful. Do not take risks. It does seem to be a marriage situation, and it's a troubled one at that. There's something significant about April and October. Either something has happened or something will happen. The other thing to think about is if you have a pattern in your past where things happen, significant things happen in your life, they will tend to happen to recur, not recur, but they will tend to happen around the same time of year, I guess. It could be the same constellation of, or similar constellations of events, but usually it's going to be around the same time of year. Whether, if you're into astrology, an astrologer will tell you it's because of something in your chart, or several somethings. I'm not an astrologer in any way, so you'd have to ask them about that. So here, forces working against you, be careful, don't take risks. And we have warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. So if this is not near April or October, there's something else coming up. In good news, In good news, we have someone new is entering your life. At least I hope it's good news. It does seem to be, because we have lighthearted, carefree time. And finally, you will be shown the way. I think that's very positive. On the one hand, you should trust your intuition, you should trust your body, and it will be your initial reaction. But you also need to consider that if it's a significant change for you, and if you're getting out of an enmeshed situation, then it probably will be. It might feel uncomfortable because it's unfamiliar. That's not the same thing as being unhealthy. So, I wish I could give you a clearer answer to that, because I think it is very, very important that you listen to your intuition and don't overthink the situation, but follow what is best for you for a change. If you're in an enmeshment situation, you probably have not been doing what is best for you. There is an indication of serious imbalance in your life with this Temperance card in reverse, and also a desire on your part for something new. We have the Page of Pentacles, a new job, a new direction in life. It could easily be about finances, of course. But there's this, on the one hand, you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is about working alone. And on the other hand, you have the Three of Pentacles, which is about working with others. And the Empress crossing that. This is an Empress, this would be an Empress in reverse. And we have the Ten of Cups in reverse on top of that. So you have a really negative family situation here. And although you would really like to work things out and just make things work somehow, I see absolutely no indication here that that's possible, at least not right now. You need to go inside and do the inner work on yourself. If you've been avoiding growing, if you haven't had your own autonomy, which is what happens in enmeshment situations, then you have a lot of inner work to do. And yes, you need to go about this slowly and carefully. Kind of feel your way through it. Pay a whole lot more attention to yourself than you have been. Now, two other cards came out. The World, which suggests you will be successful, and it will be a new chapter for you. It will also be the end of your current way of life. The Queen of Wands has come out. I'm not sure whether the Queen of Wands is referring to you or to someone else. I'm not crazy about this little deck, but maybe it will help. Let's see if we can get some clarification on who is the Queen of Wands. Who is the Queen of Wands? Not this one deck. Hang on. Another little deck that I'm not crazy about. But it seems better suited to this situation. Who is this Queen of Wands? Who is this Queen of Wands? There's the need for courage, confidence, persuasion, strength. See, this is the Strength card. You need to have strength in yourself, which goes with that Nine of Pentacles in the spring during Gemini, or within 4 to 8 weeks. Prince of Air. So it could be a Gemini is involved here. We have Leo, of course, with strength. Strength is about having compassion for yourself, looking within, forgiving yourself for your mistakes, and developing an understanding for yourself, and increasing your own inner confidence, your own courage. So you don't develop courage by doing easy things. You develop courage by doing difficult, scary things. So perhaps you are meant to develop this these Queen of Wands qualities in yourself. The Queen of Wands will stand up for herself and is very much in touch with intuition or the divine, depending on how you look at it. Perhaps that is meant who you are meant to become. Doesn't matter whether you are in a male or female body. There's no gender in tarot, at least not in my readings. So, the Queen of Wands would be becoming more fully yourself, allowing aspects of yourself, warm, passionate, charming. Perhaps these are all aspects of yourself that you didn't know you had. And yeah, they're waiting to come out, waiting for you to take the time, the Nine of Pentacles, to do the self-development. The Strength card is also a self-development card for me. I sometimes call it the ultimate self-development card, because you really have to go within and dig deep and find your courage. And the courage does not come from being hard on yourself. It comes from understanding yourself better and forgiving yourself for your weaknesses and allowing your strength to show, to come to the surface, because you do have strengths, whether you believe it or not. And this one, I really don't see this as a person card. I see it as a timing card, which is something I don't usually do. But it says 4 to 8 weeks in the spring during Gemini season, or, the month, which I don't even know when that is. Yes, I'm really that bad at astrology. All of which suggests to me that this Queen of Pentacles are aspects of yourself that you will be developing. The Queen of Wands definitely has courage and confidence and is persuasive. So, that's something to look forward to. I see a lot of growth for you here after a really difficult situation is dealt with. I wish you all the best. Good luck.